And seconder?
Sure.
Pick
me.
Okay. Catherine, declarations of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof.
Nope.
No. Okay. Has everybody reviewed the minutes from the last meeting?
Yep.
And
Yes.
do we have any questions, or is that backwards, Tom? Should I?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. Any questions about the minutes from the last meeting? Would somebody please move that they're to be accepted? Could I have a mover, please?
Ralph moved it. I'll second it.
Okay. Any delegations? Not that I know of.
Not today.
Okay, correspondence. Anybody have correspondence they want to bring up? I have 3 items. Catherine, do you want to lead off with the municipal website and our meeting with Caroline Birch?
Sure. 2 points there, or a major point and then a follow-up to it. Beth contacted Ben Hagerman, the manager of, is he a manager or director, Tom?
Manager.
Manager of Economic Development and Communication for the municipality, asking that we have our own presence on the Brighton.ca website, which he executed, what, that morning, I think, Beth?
Immediately, yes, within a couple of hours.
On top of that phenomenal response, he also hooked us up with Caroline Birch, a lifetime resident of Brighton and just an amazing ambassador for the municipality of Brighton. Caroline is working with him this summer. And she offered to help us with some social media, which she did, got some good ideas from her, and proposed a trivia contest. So we kind of worked, or trivia moments. We went back and forth on it. And I think the way that it's going to play out is Caroline is going to post a trivia question on the Brighton, Municipality of Brighton Facebook page. And then she will direct the Facebook user to our Facebook page to find the answer. So it's taking Municipality of Brighton traffic, putting it onto our Facebook page. She's going to do that once a week for the next 10 or 12 weeks. We're going to try to talk her into, so Caroline, if you're listening, we're going to try to talk her into maybe scheduling some into the fall as well. If that doesn't work because her contract is up, and much so it hurts us to admit it, she might have other committees and other jobs to do other than looking after us, we will take that over at the end of her tenure. So it's we like the idea. It's proposed by Economic Development. We worked out a couple of details. She's also there to help us with any social media, and also suggested that we set up an Instagram account. I don't know a lot about Instagram, but it's seamless with Facebook. So we're going to be learning about that too. And that will bring in a different audience. I mean, there'll be some crossovers, but a younger audience as well. So really, really good support from that department. And
yeah,
moving forward, the trivia thing, and just thanks to them both for all their support.
Yeah. Any questions about that? It looks very good. It's short and it's very punchy. And then immediately we'll go to the image on our page with the answer. So I think it's great.
And they're open to content from us. We can suggest things for it. Certainly we're going to support them in anything they need, and they're offering their support. So it's a good
win-win for sure. Any questions about that? Just wanted to update you. I think you know that when I went back to the person that wanted to donate funding for to give us funding for the calendar, it turns out that the money was coming from the Masons' money that they donated to the Brian Todd Memorial Fund. And as we got our full ask, they considered that was their contribution. And so we won't get any funding for the calendar. So that's fine. And Any questions? And Tom, I just wonder if you could update me on where we are with the memo of understanding between the Brighton Public Library and the council for the storage of the hard drives.
I just sort of found like a template I was pretty good with, but I haven't like kind of filled in the blanks yet.
Okay. I don't think that there's any rush, but I mean, Heather did ask for it, so whenever it happens, that would be good.
Okay.
The next little while. We do not have our hard drives yet, do we, Ralph? Our new hard drives?
No, we're going to vote on that today.
Okay, all right. Anything else that anybody wants to bring up? Any other correspondence? Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry,
so-
Beth, I did one thing. As a result of posting something on, hang on just a second, please.
Is that the cat or the husband? Get out, get out.
That's a duplicate thing. It's a vet thing. Everything's fine. As a result of posting a video, or making the Brighton I Remember videos a little bit more prevalent on Facebook, we had a request from somebody in Texas for a book that Carol Ring wrote. So somebody who grew up in Trenton, family's from Brighton. She's lived in Texas her entire adult life. So we're trending in Texas.
That's wonderful.
So I don't have Carol's contact information. Joe Hyacinth. Okay, super. If you could ask her how to find her book or how this person can get her book,
Which book?
we'll connect on that.
Which book?
I don't know. I'll get that to
One on
you.
her father and one on her husband.
I have the name. I'll get it to you.
Okay.
I was so excited. We're trending in Texas that I forgot. Anyway, that's pretty cool. She monitors our Facebook page and our YouTube channel and our website. She's contributed a lot to the website too, little details about people on it. So cool. That's done. Now we're done.
7.1, the award of the Brian Todd Memorial Fund Grant. Ralph, you have the list of.
I have the list is complete, and I've sent everyone a copy of it, and Tom has a copy. Tom, does it satisfy our need for quotes?
Sorry, Ralph, did you just recently send that?
I sent it a week ago.
Okay. I'll have
It
to-
was an Excel spreadsheet, and it listed all of the things we're asking for, and 4 different suppliers and their prices.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah,
Okay,
that works.
that works.
Yep.
Okay,
Good.
then I'd like to move that we begin to spend that money as I suggested in that spreadsheet. Do I have, help me on how to clarify that, Tom?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll attach that spreadsheet to the minutes. So then we'll just say that that you've moved, that the committee purchased the equipment as listed in the attached document.
Perfect, perfect.
I'll
And then-
second,
Mary?
I'll second that.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, and Tom, are we going to be able to move on this fairly quickly?
Yep, for sure. I can start the ball rolling probably tomorrow.
Okay, and Tom, almost everything that I've pointed out is coming from Amazon.
Okay.
However, the hard drives, I'm suggesting they be bought directly from Best Buy.
Okay.
If you need any help getting someone to drive out to Belleville to pick those up, I'd be most willing to do that.
Okay, I'll.
But you have to let them know that that's going to happen when you order it.
Okay, sounds good.
That's exciting. Can we have a vote? All in favor? Approved. Brighton I Remember update.
I spoke to those people that we talked to back in December, and I called them all back last week. I only had to leave one message and she hasn't returned my call, but the other people involved, I think there's 3 of them, all good. I told them we would get together to do the pre-interview after the pandemic lockdown and all that stuff is over. So I'm thinking early to mid-June. And then Hyacinth and I talked to, I don't know if I'm allowed to say names. We talked to someone yesterday who suggested that we do a specific person regarding, do a Brighton I Remember regarding the 75th anniversary of the Lions Club in Brighton. So we put that into the Brighton I Remember, because that was a big part of this man's life. And all the things that the Lions Club did, I mean, we couldn't believe the things that Lions Club has done for Brighton. And he wants it sort of a promotion for the Lions Club as well. And I thought that was a good idea. So we'll give him a call today or tomorrow and so start that as well. And other than that, you know, we might have a busy summer doing interviews. So I'm hoping that that's going to happen.
One of the things that was in a magazine recently was that the Lions Club provided the first ambulances.
That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
And they provided
Phenomenal.
cars for all the VONs for their traveling because they needed reliable vehicles. So they bought them
Really?
cars every 2 years.
Wow.
Wow.
And they're really hurting for members right now. Most of the members are older and people just don't want to join these things. And so they're hoping that with the Brighton I Remember, and when they talk about it, it might get people interested in joining. So all good.
Sounds good.
And
Anything else?
no, that's it.
That's it for us.
That's good. How should we proceed with this if we don't want to put names that are that aren't nailed down into the public record right away? But, you know, we do have to have, at some point, do we have to have that approved, or we just go ahead and do what we want to do?
You mean
Mary.
for the Brighton I Remembers?
Yeah,
We just go ahead and do the people that we think are appropriate.
okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, that's well within our mandate in terms of reference from the municipality.
Yeah.
And we did ask about that, and Tom, correct me if that's changed, but you know, the municipality has approved that we do that, and they're happy with the way we're doing it.
Great. Accessibility
correct.
Week video.
I'm sorry, Tom, did you say something?
I said that's absolutely correct.
Okay.
Ralph?
Were you, okay. Accessibility Week video project is moving forward. I've spoken with Nicole Vrieswick a couple of times. She has submitted scripts to us. Catherine and I spent the morning editing those scripts and trying to personalize the project a little bit. We will now do some audio recording. I will receive today a disc full of visuals. I have no idea what's in it yet, but I will know by the end of the day what it is we already have to work with and see if there's anything that we need to shoot from a distance after that. I've written a piece of music that should fit the feeling and the theme. I will show that to Nicole at some point soon. And we should have something to, you know, post by the day that we need it, the 31st of May.
Did anybody else pick up on that little thing Ralph just slid by? Like, oh, I wrote a piece of music.
Yeah.
Like that's a nothing, Ralph, right? Like, geez.
Not a big deal. It's something very simple.
It's
And it needs to be
amazing what
simple.
you do for us.
It needs
Yes,
to sit, it needs to
it
sit in the
is.
background and just provide a feeling, and that's all it does.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Mary, are they pleased? Have you had any feedback from them?
Yes, and when we had our meeting last week, each group of 2 out of that committee were going to do the actual vocals with Ralph, but I said because the time's so limited, I talked the committee into just having one person, Nicole, do it all, and I think that will help you, I hope, Ralph. Last night at council, when we were approving the minutes, I bragged about how great this group is, and that once this video is done, we're hoping that we'll be able to have a delegation to council so they can see all the good work even that accessibility does, and that the digital archives works very closely with that group too. So I think it promotes both groups, but it also gets it out there to the public to help those who need the extra help. It's another vehicle that they can, when they see this video and all the different groups that help people with any kind of a disability, it's just, it may not be that the person with the disability, especially someone that's older that doesn't use a computer, but it may be their daughter or grandchild that would be able to point grandma to that, say it's a Quinny Access or a community care,
Right.
or whatever it happens to be. So I think all the way around, it's going to be a real useful tool. So thanks a lot,
Excellent.
Ralph. You've done most of the
Thank you,
work.
Ralph. Thanks,
Thank you,
Catherine.
Catherine, for editing.
Yeah,
And yeah, this is a great committee, and it's doing such good work. So it needs to be promoted.
Thanks,
thank
Mary.
you. I think our new little town trivia will be a lot of fun this summer, and will bring some attention to us. That's our next stage, is a little bit more of advertising who we are and all the good things that you can get at the BDA site. So that's all good. Any other issues anybody wants to bring forward? No? Well, next meeting date, we'll go back to the 4th Tuesday in the month, and that's June 22nd. Is that correct?
Tom, thanks for rearranging this for us so we can.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. That was great.
I think Ralph intends to use some of the new equipment. Don't you, Ralph, on the accessibility video?
I don't know if we'll get it soon enough for that. But,
Okay.
the next
But we'll
one-
be in good shape when Joe and Hyacinth are in high gear
Yep.
this summer.
Yep.
So, and very nice indeed. Any questions?
How's the calendars coming along?
The what?
The calendars.
Oh, I will pass that over to Ralph and Catherine.
Well, we're almost done. We have all the pictures picked out and we're in final edit.
Wow. And
No, we're not. We haven't
I
started.
was going to say, is she lying? I said, I don't believe that. Takes me a minute.
That'll
Sorry,
be,
Mary.
it'll take a bit of discussion before we have an answer to
What's
that
our
question.
theme this year, aren't you telling?
We've tossed it around a bit, but we haven't really decided on anything yet. But we talked
What-
about, what did we talk about?
We did. We talked about it last year. But what do you have in mind, Mary?
I have no mind.
I was thinking that we could do Brighton Landmarks.
That's a good idea.
You
Like
know,
what?
The lighthouse. Presqu'île in
Proctor
general.
House,
Sorry,
Proctor House,
Proctor House, yeah,
the White House.
yeah.
The park,
The memorial thing at the park,
Mhm.
the
bell from the old.
old bell. Stuff like that. Is there
What
enough?
about, how about Dr. King and where he murdered his wife? Is that house still is standing?
No, I don't think so.
No, but if you get in touch with Dan, he'll show you exactly where he was buried.
Yeah, that's on my list of events to do with Pam. Yeah.
Memorial.
Any ghost things like that are also very good for media, and people love them. Do we have any ghost stories here?
Oh yeah, we got one at Proctor.
Proctor House, yeah.
That's it?
Pretty much.
Nobody was doing anything exciting, I guess.
I chased them all
What about rum running? Is there a landmark where they landed? Is that Proctor Wharf?
No,
away. No, Beth, you're very close to where that all happened at the Ben
Salt
Kerr was
Point?
a big rum runner around here, and he left from the hotel
Mm,
at Presqu'île and was warned not to go out in the lake that night, and he didn't listen. And he ended up on the shore up by Grafton, drowned.
No,
Eh,
that's too
yeah.
bad. What happened to all the rum?
It's still in the lake, so it went
Ah,
out.
I think that sounds like a very good idea, though. I like that idea.
You know, the other big thing, the landmark is the Speedy.
Yeah, that's me.
Mhm.
Where's
If
that?
only somebody local would write about it.
Just a-
It's been written about lots of times, but you can see the landmark of it over right by the lighthouse.
Yeah,
So they
I think-
claim.
I think our starting point for making a decision on calendars is going to be what kind of images that are of high quality do we have available.
Yeah,
And
that's a good.
we start from that point.
Yeah.
Um,
Could we do then and now? Not that we have to have this discussion now. Let's move it off and then we can come back to council
Yeah.
with some good ideas. Is anybody have anything else they want to address today before we call for adjournment?
No, I think just thank you to the Brian Todd Memorial Community Fund. They've recognized what we do and the value it has to the municipality. And with their gracious donation, that's a huge step forward for us. A lot of the projects we're talking about just got easier and some of them even possible because of that. So that's a really nice
Absolutely.
nod.
I agree. Yeah, I think we would just like to formally put it in the minutes that we certainly thank the Brian Todd Community Fund for the donation. They will
And-
see a difference in what is the BDA is doing because of this additional
we
funding. Mary?
Yeah, thanks, Beth. So I don't forget, because I do that very easily. I've always wondered why we haven't in some way done, and we may be able to do it the calendars. We have hamlets all over this place and like Gosport where I live here. But I always get a kick out of Cankerville. Does everybody know where Cankerville is?
I was just thinking that about 30 seconds ago, Mary. What the heck is with Cankerville?
Well, you'll
Yeah.
have to talk to Dan about that. He can tell you all about Cankerville. But, you know, there's Smithfield, there's Hilton, there's Codrington. You know, there's enough to make a calendar out of, and I don't know. And I'm not telling you professionals what pictures to use or anything, but it might be a fun thing to do.
Well,
Mhm.
that consideration has always been in mind when we've, like, even our last calendar, is the whole area represented. And,
That's a good point. Yeah, excellent point. All right. Could I have an adjournment, please?
I love to adjourn.
Is this a record?
It's pretty fast. A seconder?
me.
Hyacinth? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We'll chat soon. Thank you,
We'll
Tom.
see you.
Feel
Hi,
better.
Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Take care. Talk
Thanks,
to you
guys.
later.
Bye,
Catherine,
everyone.
can you give